To bomb or not to bomb? This paper slide evaluates whether President Truman should have used the atomic bombs in Japan. In his memoirs, President Harry Truman claimed it was the most difficult decision he ever had to make as President of the United States. Why so controversial? Although it happened over 70 years ago, the decision by our government to use the atomic bombs is still being debated today. No one can say with certainty if the atomic bombs were necessary to win the war. The massive amount of Japanese civilians who died and the horrific suffering of those affected by radiation poisoning are by far the most controversial aspects of the bombings. Supportive evidence for the use of the atomic bomb. Most common reason given for using the atomic bombs was to bring the war to an end as quickly as possible and save American soldiers. Many estimate that hundreds of thousands of American soldiers would have died with a mainland invasion of Japan. Others argue that not using the bomb, would have been a colossal waste of money, since our government spent nearly $2 billion researching and developing the atomic bombs. There is a third common supporting use of evidence as well, and that is the intimidation factor. Many people believe that the atomic bombs were used to show the Soviet Union and the rest of the world that we were the most powerful nation on earth. Arguments not in support of the atomic bombs. Japan was soon ready to surrender, and the dropping of the bombs may not have been necessary if the government would have waited a few months longer. The atomic bombs, were they a war crime? An estimated number of 300,000 Japanese civilians were killed from just the two bombs, and the Geneva Convention of War prohibits governments from targeting civilian populations. The radiation fallout from the bombs caused cancer and birth defects for many years to follow, and certainly hurt the moral cause of us fighting this war. Summary and conclusion. A good decision. While it is true that the atomic bombs killed an estimated 300,000 Japanese, it may have saved even more American lives by ending the war quickly. President Truman warned the Japanese government about the atomic arsenal that we had, and they still did not surrender. Prior to World War II, nearly 2,000-year history, Japan had never surrendered to a foreign power. The fact that they did not surrender after the first bomb, and we needed a second bomb to drop on them before they'd surrender, goes to prove that they were not going to surrender easily. The fallout and suffering from the atomic bombs was necessary to end the world's most costly and deadliest war. Written and produced by David Allen Klinger, filmed by Cameron Barry Klinger, all items acquired using Creative Commons licensing. The end.